What's going on, guys? RBG here, bringing you another update on Marvel's Wolverine. It's been 8 months since I uploaded my last video and over a year now since we got a reveal trailer for this game, but we know how things are. We got to keep the momentum going because it's been relatively quiet for Marvel's Wolverine ever since Insomniac and Sony have shifted that momentum towards Marvel Spider-Man and its marketing. That's obviously the game they're going to be focusing all their attention on since it's going to be released this fall, so rightfully so, it's going to be a bit slower getting that Marvel's Wolverine content. But I'm going to do my best to do some digging around to give you that information while also giving you some of the theories that could take place in this game. And yo, before we dive into this video, I want to ask you guys give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I know it's a bit annoying getting this question, especially when you haven't even watched the video in its entirety, but YouTube's algorithm sort of encourages it. So if you rock with your boy and you know I'm going to bring you that awesome content, then give this video a thumbs up. And if by any chance you make it to the end of the video and you felt like you wasted 10 minutes of your time, then by all means, take that like back and give it a big fat thumbs down. I also want to remind you of this week's sponsor, Mech Arena. It's a killer mech shooter that's super easy to get into, and it features tournaments, 5v5 death matches, and free-for-all modes. The game is completely free on Android and iOS and PC, and if you use my link, you'll get bonuses worth $30. We're talking 1 skin, 1 Prodigy crate, and 5,000 credits to help kickstart your game. So what are you waiting for? Jump on that deal now. The link will be at the top of my description and in a pinned comment. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be some time before we get any official news or updates on Marvel's Wolverine. When the game was first announced in 2021, Insomniac Games stated that it was in early development. As a result of this, I doubt we'll see the game until the late 2023 if we're being optimistic here. And considering that Marvel Spider-Man 2 is set to arrive in 2023, this could potentially delay Marvel's Wolverine further into 2024. This leads me to believe that Marvel's Wolverine is still a long ways off, and I wouldn't get too excited for a release date anytime soon. Based on what we know, the game will likely be in development for the next 2 years, because Spider-Man 2 is another one of those games that had its announcement trailer done over a year ago, and we're just now getting pressed for this game only for it to be released almost 2 years later. So considering the fact that we're going to be seeing all that momentum shifted over to Marvel Spider-Man 2, I am pretty sure that a lot of Insomniac's overall development base is being put up into this game. I'm pretty sure once Marvel Spider-Man 2's development comes to an end and the game goes gold, then we'll finally see that development shift over to Marvel's Wolverine in full. Just want to remind you guys that I will not be doing any coverage on Marvel Spider-Man 2 because the algorithm beast and the way those videos are being pumped out, I just cannot keep up with that output, especially with some of the obscure titles like, oh, I can't believe they did this. So I'm bowing out of the Marvel Spider-Man 2 breakdown business. So if you guys are upset about that, I deeply apologize. But yeah, how about that bouncing Berserker? We got our first look at Marvel's Wolverine when the trailer was showcased at Sony PlayStation Showcase event in September of 2021. The trailer sadly contained no gameplay, and it was merely a teaser trailer to set the scene of what we can expect from Logan's story in this new game. And based on the brief trailer, the game appears to have a more bloody and mature tone than Insomniac Games' Marvel Spider-Man did, which is fitting since the character has always been known to get down and dirty and show why he's the best at what he does, which isn't so pretty. But we couldn't help but want a little bit more. Even though it didn't really showcase gameplay, it would have been nice to see how Wolverine gets down in this game. Will he be bouncing off of the walls? Will he be utilizing his iconic motorcycle? Those are things that we really want to see, but unfortunately the only thing we saw was the claws pop out, which to be fair did add to the element of surprise because the only thing we knew about this trailer going in was that it was being made by Insomniac, and fans were suspecting that it could have been the Marvel Spider-Man 2 trailer, but the claws popping out only confirmed that it was Wolverine, followed by the title. We didn't even get a chance to see what my boy looks like, but to be fair, that is something that Insomniac prioritizes over anything else. Not only finding the person that can voice act the character, but also lend their likeness to this, because there's just this whole method to the madness that they have where they want to make sure that the facial performance is on par with the actual person doing it. So in most cases, you'll see a character model that looks similar to the voice actor, and that's one of the reasons why they ultimately decided to replace the original Spider-Man face in Marvel Spider-Man with a more suitable model that looks something similar to Yuri Lowenthal. That's another reason why Miles looks like his character or his voice actor. And the same can be said for the recently revealed Kraven the Hunter, whose voice actor basically just gave his complete likeness to this character, minus the hairstyle. But nonetheless, even though we didn't get any gameplay or see what the character looked like, there were numerous hidden clues to discover it. I don't have a lot of time to discuss everything that I picked up on it, but if you want to, you can check out my Easter egg breakdown video on it. I think the biggest things that were picked up was the Earth 1048 aspect, because as you know, that's the universe that Marvel Spider-Man is set in, and you see the number on certain parts like the radio station titled 1048. We see this license plate that reads HLK 181, which is an obvious reference to the Incredible Hulk issue 181 where Wolverine makes his official debut, and I'm still not sure if this is a confirmation that the Hulk will indeed appear in this game, because Insomniac does have a certain way they like to do things. It seems like they're trying to keep every character that they introduce within the realm of that respective character the game is based off of. As of right now, the Spider-Man games have yet to directly overlap with any other superheroes, opting to only reference other existing Marvel heroes like Daredevil and the Avengers without explicitly showing them in the game. However, with the announcement of Marvel's Wolverine, the fans think that there's a chance we will get a chance to see a direct crossover between Spider-Man, and then we'll probably see the Hulk in it. For a while, it's been unclear exactly what shape that crossover could take. Would it simply be Wolverine appearing in a post-credit sequence to kind of segue into his own game, or could he have an even bigger role? Because Wolverine has a well-documented relationship with Spider-Man, especially when it comes to the video game library. I think it's a bit funny and ironic that he's already appeared in 2 different games that already feature Venom, such as Ultimate Spider-Man and Spider-Man Web of Shadows. So it would undoubtedly be a welcomed addition and something that fans would consider a reference to the games of yesteryears, and this could potentially be what the Marvel Cinematic Universe has achieved, because we've already heard Brian Intihar, the creative director of this game, say that he wanted Marvel Spider-Man to be the Iron Man of their game universe, and that means building off of each brand and segueing into different characters. Something else worth mentioning is that during the Summer Game Fest, the director Brian Intihar stated that Kraven the Hunter will be hunting all the Marvel characters living in New York City, including Peter Parker, Miles Morales, and quote-unquote others. And this right here essentially got the fans buzzing on who they could possibly see in Marvel Spider-Man 2, because there are a lot of characters residing in the city of New York. You got the Avengers, you got the Defenders, and you even have the X-Men, i.e. Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. Although Wolverine is usually seen in his native land of Canada, he does occasionally make a trip over to the school, so it would be nice and a fitting setting for the character to be introduced in Spider-Man. And given the fact that he is known as the bouncing berserker and titled that of a wild animal, I can see Kraven adding him as one of his things to hunt. Granted, it would probably be a one-sided affair since Wolverine will more than likely rip Kraven to bits, but it's nice to just dream of this thing happening. And we'll just have to wait and see once the game comes out. But man, I'm just very excited to see how Wolverine is going to look in his own game, because Kraven, he's this big, wild, and hairy guy, and that's essentially what Wolverine is supposed to be. This jack to the gills, hairy looking beast of a guy that's just ravenous with his attacks and stuff. And we already know it's going to fall in perfectly in that ethos of Insomniac, where they give you that gameplay that's very intuitive and lead into their cinematic set pieces that have become a thing since the Spider-Man series. I think it's just a matter of when we will see this game. And I initially assumed that we were going to see it at Summer Game Fest, because we knew that Spider-Man 2 was going to be there, but as it turns out, that was the only game from under the Insomniac umbrella that was in attendance that day. And there are a lot of events coming this summer, but the only major one that I can think of is Gamescom, which has been on fire since coming off of their hiatus from the pandemic. Following a very successful return to the in-person format in 2022, they'll again be opening their doors to the game industry and the public in this year of 2023, and we can expect to see a number of big game reveals along with plenty of indie games to showcase during the proceedings. But I don't think Marvel's Wolverine will be a part of that. Like, let's be real here. If we were going to see Marvel's Wolverine anywhere, we'd have seen it at the PlayStation Showcase, especially given the fact that the game is a PlayStation exclusive. Even beyond that fact though, Insomniac is pretty clearly all guns guns blazing on Marvel Spider-Man 2 as I mentioned earlier, and they probably won't show off Marvel's Wolverine until after that game is released. I think the last PlayStation showcase we got was last month, and I'm just gonna assume that we're not gonna get another showcase for PlayStation this year, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see how this thing goes. You know, like I said, we could possibly see a post-credit scene featuring Wolverine, or we'll just have to wait until 2024 of next year, which means we probably won't be getting the game until 2025. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think we could see a possible appearance of Wolverine in Marvel Spider-Man 2? Or do you think we'll have to wait until 2024 to see him in his own game? Let me know down in the comment section below. As always, I asked you like or dislike the video. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs down if you want to. But if you really enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate it if you shared with all your friends and followers on all the different social media outlets. Sharing is caring. But once again, this is your boy RBG signing out on another video. I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.